Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and today we're going to find out if the Poland-Lithuanian Commonwealth has it within them to knock Sweden out of the war, or at least take over Stockholm. I'm pretty sure the main strength remaining for the Swedes is in their navy and not in their land forces anymore. That's kind of the impression I'm getting, unless our spies in their wanderings around have just overlooked a miscellaneous land force somewhere. We're going to go full force this turn in trying to disrupt and knock Sweden potentially out of the war. What we are going to do, though, before we do that, there's one school I noticed that we haven't put to work for us. In fact, I'm actually debating. Right here is the school right here in Denmark that we just recently took over, and I'm kind of debating if I even need to have this school, because right now I got 2 researches going here. I could put another research over here for fire and advance. We could potentially use help over here. So I guess what I'll do is I'll keep the school for now. There is not another gentleman to put in there to speed things up. But we're just going to go for and put this school on fire in advance right now. And we'll come back and decide. At some point, I'm thinking we might be able to destroy a school and work on more of an economic building to replace it, because we're really doing a good job with our research right now. And with that in mind, I think we've touched on everything. Let's just get the next turn going. We'll see you on the other side. All right, someone has declared war on an ally, and it looks like minor country versus minor country. And I could go and help defend Bavaria and keep Württemberg from perhaps gaining even more strength, but I don't want to risk alienating, say, Russia right now, even though we're probably going to attack them soon, and France and Spain. So I think I'm just going to let those two fight it out. That will be a hit, because there's no winners here, because they're either it's going to hurt my reputation, but you know, we're going to be at war with everybody eventually. I don't want to get into this battle right now, and we're going to break our alliance. All right. And we have some technology advances, reorganized procurement, and cannonades. So let's go. I don't think I like the way some of those researches have reset themselves. So let's get in here and see if we can't fix that ourselves. Oh wait, I take that. Reorganized procurement moved over here. So that one is fine. However, the other one moved over here. But there's really no other options with the cannonades being done. And yeah, I guess there's no other options. So that's kind of convincing me that we probably have a school too many, at least, if not a couple too many. And maybe we'll look at dealing with that soon, but probably not today. And there's our construction report for things that are starting to upgrade for us. We did not, with all the church schools we're building, to be quite honest, we only have like 2, I think, priests out there to help with conversions. I'm hoping with all the buildings of our recent church schools that maybe we'll start picking up more help on the conversion process to Catholicism for our Commonwealth, but not yet. It's not happening yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back down here, and we are going to see about making our move. We could. There's 2. See, in fact, I think there used to be only 1 ship here. Now there's 2. So if they're going to continue building ships, I'm all for it. And let's just continue our big old march down here and get close to the capital. Are we quite in view? We're not quite in view, but we're not seeing anything along the way either. So time to get our follow-up and reinforcing armies on the move also, so we can continue heading down that way. Now this guy is a College of Divinity. Now we'll pass this up for the moment. And this is some more reinforcements. We got to get moving. At least get them up to the roads so they can pick up their pace. And then we have some cannons over here, somewhere back here, that we'd like to get moving also in that direction. We'll bring them over to this cutoff road here. And the main forces of our troops have moved. Now we have some other forces over in Denmark. Whoops. Denmark right here. Let's get them combined over here. And we do have some casualties. I don't think it's anything expensive. Yeah, 17 to get them back to full strength. So we'll move them over here. And the first thing we'll do is we'll spend a little money. That's mostly our armies here. But one thing I want to think about doing with Bavaria, I'm guessing soon to fall, that will push, can't speak, Württemberg right up to our borders. And we don't have any significant forces over here. We have our ally, right here, helping on this side. But we've seen how dependable they are in coming to our aid. So I'm actually thinking of spending a little effort to get some recruits, because right now it's just militia. Holy smokes. Hum-de-dum-de-dum. Let's just build. Our income dropped a little, I believe, because I noticed France is blockading the port near London right now. They're a big trade port over there. And so income's not bad, though. And so, yeah, we're going to just bite the bullet and bulk up with line infantry to start. Just so we have some forces over here, if anything, by the time we build them up, to at least delay if one of these worst case scenarios comes to play. But technically, we should still be allied with the attackers, and yes, we are. It's just Bavaria we let out to hang, and kind of probably ruined our reputation a little bit in the process, is what I'm thinking. But it doesn't really tell us here. Yeah, we don't see it here offhand, but, you know, we broke an alliance, and that always is a little bit of a hit. So anyway, we've moved all our land forces. The other thing I want to do is spend a little on naval recruitment here as we go, and a fourth rate would be a nice thing to spend on, I'm thinking here. And I'm going to do the same thing down here, because little by little, we will want to start increasing. And that's only a fifth rate down here, but then the kind of enemies we're up against are also not necessarily amazing. This is just a trade port. Can I upgrade the trade port and then build something better? Yeah, that unlocks the fourth rate. So even though we're being blockaded, we're going to work on a commercial basin down here. And then we'll be able to build some stronger ships to bust out of this blockade also. And it's not going to allow us a lot more. In fact, I don't even think we can stop Copenhagen from burning right at the moment. Definitely not there. So we'll just fix up the military building. Little by little, we'll pick away at these repairs. And from there, we'll see what happens. Now, there's not much going on right at the brief moment, so we're just going to quick move on to the next turn, see if we get any new surprises, like minor allies declaring war on each other. Okay, someone is asking for a military alliance, and absolutely not. We're going to decline. You're at war with Great Britain right now, too, aren't you? Yeah. We're not going to get involved in that mess. All right, diplomacy-wise, once again, they're looking for that military alliance. They're also looking for some of our technology, which they are apparently sorely lacking in. I don't think I need money that bad to trade, but since it's just non-military, why don't we do this? And do that, and then see if they'll pay us more than 1,000. go for 3,000 without all the other encumbrances and see if they'll pay that much for it. Nope, I guess they don't want that item. I guess the real thing that they're looking for is the military alliance. And they're giving us this offer minus the trade. So they basically were wanting us just to give that research to them. And we're going to decline. All right, the turn has ended with no other big surprises on the way. However, you'll notice Bavaria didn't last long, and what happened is they sent their army out of their nice, comfortable defensive positions and took the battle to the enemy outside of their fortresses and their strength of their capital, and ended up destroying themselves, leaving themselves vulnerable to attack, and that's exactly what happened. Bavaria is no more. And we have a new neighbor on our borders that, thankfully, right now, we're allied with. Recruitment report, we did get a few more in Austria as a just-in-case kind of move. And not much as far as construction goes. Hopefully that'll change a little bit coming up. We gained some... one of our rakes gained a little bit of abilities, and we have some new towns emerging. So let's go see what we can do with these. Now, this is down here. Let's go find out... Okay, so this is actually the same territory as Istanbul, and so I'm almost thinking we have a church school here already. So we need to go with industry, I think. We need to make ourselves some money, although a coaching inn for positive relations might not be a bad idea. We've got a full stack army there that if we move out, cuts it a little close with the peasantry. And I'm thinking now might be the time to just build that extra building down here to help out, because we've got income with a commercial port there. I really do think the coaching inn is our best choice in this circumstance. And our income is just horrid right now. And we're going over here to Serbia. I do not believe we have. No, we do not. So let's go see. We're probably going to have to worry about conversion over here also. Yeah, it's a high percent of Orthodox and Islam. I see no Catholicism at all. We need a church school. And up here in Poland, or Lithuania, I should. No, this is Poland, right on the border with Lithuania. And I doubt we're going to need another church over here, so it looks like industry is called for. Let's just double check. We have no real army there, so we can afford... Yeah, we can afford to not build the coaching inn, and we're going to go with industry at this point. And our building is done. Now let's get our armies on the move up here towards Sweden. Now, do we have some others recovering health over here? Yeah, is there anybody else that needs to recover any health? No. So it's just that one unit, minor recruitment. So we're basically at full strength here. Now, unfortunately, we cannot move over here into Sweden. So what we're going to have to do is see about... Yeah, we can start a siege probably now is what I'm thinking. Let's move into the school. And there is an army in the way. Let's go take a look at it. And there's only the garrison forces here. So I think it's time to make a move on this army here. I don't know. Do garrison forces alone come out to help? Very well may. Let's find out. No, they do not. So this particular battle, I think, is one of those auto-resolves that we're just going to take care of this way. All right, and now it's time to start the siege of Stockholm. Surrender has been refused because it is their last main bastion. And, you know, we could easily think of just doing this right now with the forces we have here versus the forces that are in there. I see no mortars from what I'm showing here. There will be cannons on the walls that can shoot at us, but we're going to, because there's no melee forces per se. We do have some definitely melee cavalry to be able to send in on some charges and retreat, send in on charges, retreat. We're doing this thing. Even though we don't outnumber them that much with ground forces, we will be able to punch holes in their walls. Let's just do this battle. All right, let's take a look. We got some hills here looking at the fort. Let's go see where we want to set up our cannons to bombard the fort. We'll probably, as we normally do, get bombardments going on two sides of the fort. And I will come back once we have our cannons set up, and we will commence the bombarding then. Okay, we're set up to get going. We have some artillery over here that has angles to go on two different sides of the walls over here. We have another artillery placement here just to bombard on the front. And we have the smaller artillery unit over on the side to work on this wall over here. I have about 4 regiments of foot over here, a couple cavalry on the flank side. Everybody else is over here. Cavalry mostly hidden in the trees. Line infantry just as far back as we can get them to try and avoid fire from the walls. So let's just get this thing going and start bombing away. In fact, here they started picking on the front wall. I'm actually going to direct them to shoot over here initially. And our shot over here is going against this wall, and I'm fine with that. So it's just a matter of waiting for our bombardments to do its job and to breach the walls, and then we will start advancing. All right, since they have their cannon firing from the front here, I think we will reprioritize again with our artillery over on the flank over here, if I can find them. And we'll go against the front wall to take out the cannon fire that we're taking from that point. And we will target in right here. The main barrage that we're handing out already has 33%, so it's just a matter of time now. Now, their wall cannons are actually hitting some of our troops, even though we have them as far back as they can get. For instance, this unit here down to 291 from 300. Some of the other numbers are a little misleading. This has not taken any damage. They only have 166, but that's what they started with, because we were not quite at full strength everywhere. So they are bombarding us. They're hitting us here and there, but they aren't doing significant, what I would call significant damage. In fact, we hit over 50% here, so we've probably done more damage to them in that single blow, getting the wall to 50%, than they've done to us out in the field. And I was thinking we might have the first breach. Look at that. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. One cannon. So we have our first official breach. That's going to make a bunch of units start vacating the walls. Over here, we're only at 36%, but it's really rattled everybody by us having a breach. You're going to see more units coming down to defend the interior. What we're going to do, just to speed up the bombardments, is we're going to send this other unit right here to help on this section. And over on this side wall, we're still making progress. It's just that we're shooting with a smaller regiment over here. This is probably one of the original regiments. No, it's 12-pounder foot. I thought 12-pounders all were going to be the larger size, but you know, obviously, I'm mistaken. So they're holding on the wall here, although right now they are not firing. But I am happy to... there we go. We're starting to do the damage. We hit over 50%, so we're starting to hurt some of the units up here. So that's good. As soon as we get 1 or 2 more breaches, we'll see about advancing on those openings. The melee battles will be tough, so I do want to maybe get a few more of them off the walls, so as we advance we don't take too much cannon fire. But the cannon fire, at least now, with a breach in the wall and them being disrupted, is not firing at us like it used to. And we got the 50% mark here over on this side also, as I was gabbing away. So we're starting to lower their numbers all around to help us out when the final battle and the final assault comes. And there goes our second breach. And they have some units stuck up here, is what they have. We'll have to hope there's no cannons really left that they can use against us so much. They'll be up here to be able to fire down upon us, though. So we're going to get this cannon unit, this artillery unit over here, back focused on this wall. And our artillery unit also that helped us on the front wall, we're going to get limbered up and get on the move. We're going to change their angle to help over on this wall, and at least on the front side, we're going to start our advance. All right, and I would say we are now, yep, we're ready to get moving. So we're going to send you guys over here. I think this rise right here without cannon fire, it's a little close, but you know, it's going to help our accuracy too. And we don't really have people that will be firing probably too effectively back at us. We also have our breach on this side. So what we're going to do here is at least start weakening down the other side wall over here. We've done our job to really give us a varieties of ways to get in there. So let's get our infantry moving forward. Start scaring the heck out of them as they see us advance. Now over this terrain, obviously I'm going to move them up here, but there's going to be some varied paths to get to where we're ultimately trying to go. Because there's hills and cliffs all around, so some of these straight paths will not be so straight. But everybody, at least on the front side, is on the move, other than cavalry. And I'm actually going to get the 4 regiments I have over here on the left, the flank side. I'm going to get them moving forward towards this corner area where we'll have the option to enter the breach, or perhaps, although not with the wall held quite like this, take the wall if they eventually move. So we're going to get these forces moving up here now. And why are you firing there? I have directed you to fire here. And you're refusing orders for some reason. There, at last, we got some shots coming in this direction. So let's see if they continue listening to us again, and then we'll get on the move. Okay, they're going to form another breach. So I'm confident that the orders have finally reached them. We're going to move forward our forces on this side here first, just to get past the artillery pieces, and we'll angle back over to this side, which is our ultimate target. Okay, our artillery has repositioned itself. Let's get them ready to fire and unlimber. All right, looks like we are ready, so we can speed up the pace now of pusting through this wall as our forces are advancing. So we're going to target right here. And now it's time to redirect these forces back to this wall area, I do believe. And we're going to come in like this. The rest of our forces on the front side are getting close to their final positions. We will be taking fire here. We have come close to getting a side breach over here also, which will contribute greatly towards outflanking them and being successful at the hand-to-hand combat, since we can start coming to them at more than one angle. When you have to come in through the front with only one angle available to fight hand-to-hand, it's bloody and it's tough. But having a opening on two sides really aids in that endeavor. Plus, we can find which side appears to be the most open and available, and then utilize our cavalry for those maneuvers. In fact, speaking of cavalry, we'll start advancing them also up towards the fort. Bring them out of hiding, because we don't have to worry as much now, at least, about getting bombarded. Okay, we're starting to shoot at their units on the wall, and they're obviously returning fire to us also. And we have completed the following breach over here. And we have the breach over on this side now too. So it's really time to buckle down and start the hand-to-hand combat. We're going to bring a couple regiments over this way. We're going to kind of box in our firefight with the remaining units on the wall over here. And then we're going to start working on the angled breach over this way. In fact, we're going to bring a unit up this way with reserves. And a unit over to the side with reserves. And units are mostly off the wall. We're going to start advancing over on this side, 2 regiments at a time, up to the breach. And at the moment, we're going to stop our artillery fire. Okay, they've pulled back in a big way out of the breach position, so we need to start advancing into the interior. If I had seen that sooner, I would have done this sooner. Oh, they came out to meet us. That's why they're no longer here. Hell yeah, let them come outside the walls to where we have the advantage. Let's run over this way so we can shoot at them from the flank position. And they have not come out over here, so I think it's time to push forward into here. With 2 of our regiments, while we still have 3 to hold the fire here. And they have worked to plug up these holes over here. We're just firing into them. They have worked to contest these holes over here. So what we're going to do is bring these 2 regiments over to the wall that has now been vacated for us. See about assaulting the wall, just to gain as many angles as we can. And if we're lucky, minimize the overall casualties we will take. Now over here it's turned into one big slugfest, and we're going to go hand to hand with our units. In fact, we should have some cavalry nearby to see about bringing into the fray, just to tip the balance even more in our favor. And once we clear this side out, we'll have a reserve cavalry unit on our side. In fact, we've already breached over here. Let's advance and take advantage of that breach. And we've got this Swedish unit that came out of the walls running away already. We're going to then get out of hand-to-hand combat mode. We're going to move ourselves into this building since we've already had hand-to-hand combat. Let's kind of give these guys a break, giving them the job of taking over the building. Well, it's kind of a holding pattern over on these sides. They're advancing for hand-to-hand, so let's prepare for it. We have taken the building here, and we will continue to take it as we have hand-to-hand in front with fire from the building supporting us. Yeah, we're going to see if we can't squeeze the cavalry around this way. Getting our next reserves of cavalry right up to the gap. I want to get us out of the melee attack. Keep only our one regiment, but this unit keeps getting pulled into the melee attack. So let's just pull them into the melee attack. Cavalry will come around this side to help us out. And so much for taking the walls. They're coming outside the walls to give us some hassle. And since we outnumber them, let's go hand to hand. We have a Polish unit here. Our line infantry over here folded, but now they've folded in return. We're going to come down and charge our cavalry over here. Start taking this center of the fort. Now that we have cavalry on the interior, we can use their charges. We're going to bring some more units over this way. We're hoping they fold very soon. They're lasting much longer than I expected. They're down to 10 and they aren't giving up. Look at that. Fighting to the end. Our other cavalry unit has made it to the interior. We're going to come over here to help hold the center. And we have. We're going to start charging cavalry into the rear over here, and we're going to charge cavalry into the rear over here as they're taking fire from our units to the other side of the opening, and see if we can't break this down and get this to finally turn in our favor officially. And since there's no other units contesting over here anymore, we're going to enter the breach. The Swedes fighting to the bitter end. And we're going to charge on in now. Try to help our cavalry units. and bring this battle to a glorious victory for the Poland-Lithuanian Commonwealth. All right, we have some more cavalry. We're just going to work them in just in case we have a way to use them and speed up this victorious process. Everybody's wavering all around. We just need them to fall. In fact, we can bring these units in now. We basically have the fort. It's just a matter of time. And we're going to ultimately have to hold the center, and there's not much more time left because too difficult to get up on the walls when there's no pathway to get up onto the walls. And it looks like they're finally fading here, and the timer counts down to the bitter end. And there we go. We're going to end the battle in victory. Stockholm has fallen. Alrighty. We lost 831 to their 3,500. So yeah, that's totally a victory in our favor. And our flag is now flying. Trait gained is increased morale in battle. That's good. And we have destroyed the once mighty nation of Sweden. All right, let's go see. We don't really have a whole hell of a lot of funds for improving things over here. What's going to help our public order the most? I guess let's just rebuild where we can. We really can't afford a lot of the ones that matter. We can. This will help that we can afford. And there you go. We'll also repair the barracks. And the ordnance factory. Why not? I think that's about. Oh no, we can afford the naval board, and we'll have to come back for the main Capitol building after that. And we'll worry about reinforcing and rebuilding our forces after that attack. What we can do in the meantime is get on the move back here and see if we have enough space to merge up over here. Let's find out. And this will be one of our main armies to get ready when the battle starts against Russia. Because you know where we're going to pivot next is right over here to the big Russian Empire over here. Let's hope we have the wherewithal, because when you look here, it always freaks me out when I see this. We're going to see how tough that really will be, but supposedly they have military score-wise quite the ground forces. We're going to see if that's deserved or not in upcoming episodes. So that's really exciting. The Navy, everything's gone. Everything that was here is gone. Our Navy, we have ports. What we're going to have to do is see about converting ports. What we're going to have to do is let the next turn go. Oh, actually, we're going to need to potentially bring... Well, I'll tell you what. We don't need to bring anyone else down. This force now can cross over with no hindrance to come over here and put a big wallop to Norway. And do we get a sense of what we're dealing with? Looks like a bunch of line infantry, a Noke artillery, and a bit of cavalry. So let's just see if we can infiltrate. And we are in. so we can get a better look at what we're facing. Yeah, there now we got true numbers on what our army looks like. But without artillery and us having our newest artillery that's met up with, in fact, I guess for this battle we can hang on to the demi cannons. My thinking was to destroy the old cannons. In fact, let's just do that. We're going to fully upgrade with our new 12-pounder artillery. There we go. We will own the battlefield with that new artillery coming up. So since I don't have much more to spend, let me just get my rakes that I have left out there. Moving over to the Russian Empire, and except for the ones in France, of course. And I think since we lost the last rake that we sent into Moscow itself, we'll just keep you near Moscow, France. We don't need anybody. And yeah, we got you in Norway. We're keeping an eye on the Ottomans there. And let's just get the rest of our forces moving over here so we can kind of keep track of where their armies are to the best of our abilities. And I think that's everybody on the move over on that side of the map. And with that in mind, I think we're ready for our next turn. Let's go see if anything develops. That's going to be a surprise for us. Let's go find out. Now, of course, I did not do any reinforcing down in Austria. I don't think I was fearful at first and figured I better hire a few of those forces down there, some line infantry. But I'm now thinking, yeah, they probably won't attack me, right? Famous last words. Let's go to the next turn. Peace treaty. Barbary States is looking to sue for peace with us. I'm fine. All they're really doing to us, and I'm happy if they want to stop, is raiding our trade routes. So we'll sue for peace. Okay, it says our path has been blocked. I'd like to find out what they're talking about. Have no clue. And we've recruited a new missionary, so that's what I was hoping for eventually to help us out. Where did this guy appear? Yeah, right here in this church here. We don't really need you up here. What we'd like to do is get you moving. Well, let's just double check on Austria. You want to think they're of the religion we're hoping. Yes, and they are, and that's what I thought. But I figured I better double check. I think we just built a church school, or are building a church school over here in Serbia. So that's what we're going to make as the goal for our missionary here. If I can not lose my bearings here. There's Austria. So there's the church school. Let's get the guy moving. In fact, we will just select Serbia over here to get him moving. We have a building constructed. That's probably our worst building report we've had in a while. But once, I think we're going to have a little time, and now that we've defeated Sweden, while we convert or redirect our energies towards Russia, once we knock Norway out of the way, that we'll have some time to focus again on some infrastructure in that process. So hopefully we'll see this construction report grow soon. And peace with the Barbary States, we know that. Workers on strike in Sweden, so we may end up having a revolt, so we'll have to keep this army here. In fact, because of that, why don't we take a look at our army real quick before I forget. And the cost, we can afford it. We'll get this army replenished ASAP. And we have a successful mission here where we are in the capital. And funny thing between turns is they move their army out and it no longer in reinforcement range of the capital. Can you believe it? We've gained an ancillary. Books, sir, are the repository of wisdom. So hopefully this is a, yes, it is a gentleman. And that's a good thing. We have a new technology advance. We finished the Wealth of Nations, and apparently there's no other place to put him. What do you know? We'll see if there's a gentleman there in this particular school, and if so, we'll silence one of the other colleges or schools and move on from there. So let's do that. Let's take a look here real quick. Yeah, we have a gentleman here, so we would like to keep this one active. So what we can do is take a look at a school without a gentleman that's either here or here. We'll keep this one going because the timer isn't that bad. We'll take this school, and I'd like to take them off. How do we undo a school? Is that possible? You know what we can do? Let's just select this school and destroy it. At this point, it is a classical university, so it's somewhat upgraded compared to this one, but this one's almost done with its research. I'll tell you, this is something I'm going to mess with off camera to get these things back in order. Since we're nearing the end of our mission, what we're going to do is come up here, check out our new town first of all. Once again, this is over here in Croatia, and I think Croatia is already fully converted. Yes, it is. So public order-wise and everything, we're looking good. So we're looking for industry over here. We're looking for income right here. And we've recruited our first, what I believe is our first, fourth-rate ship of the line. And we have no more funds. So this is what we're going to do to end the episode. We can build a farm, so why don't we do it since I see it right there. And we're going to get up here, and we're going to make our move against Norway to end the episode. And more than likely, with units in there, they will not surrender. So this will be where we end our episode here, and we're going to start out. More than likely, I will be shocked. I will be absolutely shocked if they surrender. This will be our opening battle for the next episode. Oh, and I'm going to be openly shocked if they get reinforced like this. So guess what? It's still going to be our opening battle. We'll demand surrender, and it's refused. You know, I thought when I hovered over this unit that it looked like they were out of reinforcement range, but obviously I was mistaken. So it is going to be a tough battle for us, but like I said, we have artillery and they don't. The big deciding factor, because there's no walls here, will be at what direction do the reinforcements come. And it doesn't look, they shouldn't come behind us based on the lay of the map here. But you'll have to come back next time to find out. Is this going to be tougher than we think? Or do we have what it takes to knock Norway off the map? Next episode. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time.